Hey guys, this is Java, the T4 course 2700. Before I start, I would like to thank Mania Agarwal because this workflow and project are actually hers. I would like to thank BoVerse, the course instructor, for guiding the course and giving us the opportunity to work on this practical project. In this video, I will focus only on the workflow itself. In the previous video, I went over an example of how the workflow works because I actually thought that it may be more interesting if I first show you an example and case and then go on how it works. So this workflow has 9 steps, as you can see, and uh, the input can be uh, the uploaded job description, interview transcript, interview notes, task descriptions, and so on. These steps reads the user's input and identifies what type of input it is. Then so it first identify, then it extracts and structure information, then standardize it so it does not rewrite, rephrase, or paraphrase or anything, and then it specifies the final output. You can also specify specify the outputs in the structured output. So basically, step 1 does not change data at all. It only restructure the information and so on. The second stage is knowledge retrieval, defines a little library. It's identify context needed from step 1 data, determine what to retrieve, the roles, and so on. Prioritize retrieval, search the knowledge library with the following priority. First, collect agreement, prioritize group unit 1 something, extract this stuff, extract other relevant stuff, extract role definition, map context to input, and filtering rules, and so on. And then again specify the output here. You can also I guess here the step knowledge library should be enabled. I have to double check it because I was expecting this step knowledge library to be checked here, right? And yeah, okay, so in step 2, the purpose is to connect the input to official rules and or existing documents. For example, if a duty is affected by workload limits, overtime rules, staffing ratios, or role boundaries, this step should find that information. If no relevant documents are found, the workflow returns empty results instead of making assumptions. And I think we made it. Let me show you the unknown one. If no relevant match is found, return empty arrays. Is to not it should know that it should not make random outputs. If it doesn't know something, we don't expect it to hallucinate, right? Okay, so in step 3, yeah, so here we have yes, okay. So in step 3 is job analysis engine. This step takes the duties extracted in step 1 and analyzes them one by one. Each duty is treated as a separate task. For each task, the system assigns a category. The task can be a core task, an administrative task, an interrupt-driven task, or unknown, if you remember from our previous example. Then it applies functional job analysis, or FJA. This means the workflow looks at how much the task involves data, people, and things. For example, so here the structured data, the contextual data, the task inventory, extract task only from this part. Do not merge, rewrite, or simplify. Step 2, task categorization. For each task from blah blah, assign one category. And it's important to have unknown because we again want to tell the GPT or LLM that you don't need to make any facts or assume anything. You have to, if you are not sure, just say unknown. And I think you should you can also use this trick here, because sometimes if you don't say it, sometimes it's going to assume and hallucinate. And step 3, functional job analysis and so on. And the final output would be this. And you can also specify structure the output here. Okay, so step 4 is work design analysis. This step uses two important frameworks. JCM, JDR, job characteristic model, and job demands resources. Again, GPT-4.1 mini, and the inputs are step 3 outputs, step 2 outputs, step 1 prepare input data, use task from step 3, apply job characteristics model, access the following, and skill variety, task identity, task significance, autonomy, and so on. And at the end we expect a very big output format here. So it's so at the end of this step, the workflow identifies risks such as burnout risk and so on. And yeah, that's it. Step 5 is lean and workforce efficiency analysis. This step looks at the efficiency of the work. It classifies each task into one of 3 groups: value added, necessary, non-value added, and non-value added. So yeah, if you go here, yeah, you can see the things here. And there are a couple of things that you can also consider in your projects. For example, you can double check a couple of things to make sure the output is correct. For example, node applications insights are grouped, each task is classified once, and yeah, so you can see each of these steps has couple of middle steps that these things help the this breakdown of the steps help the LLM to think better and think step by step and think not in a random way. So it's a very structured thinking and structured command here. In simple words, step 5 helps answer where is value being created and where is time being lost and where is the workflow slowing down. So step 6 is grievance and root cause analysis. This step focuses on complaints, frustrations, or workflow issues, and here are the inputs to this step. The task here, for example, is again an emphasis from the user in the instruction that only evidence from the inputs, not assume something on yourself. And again, node applications clearly defined, and all links are traceable to inputs because we wanted to create links, and then the final output format. Then I think up to now you should have gotten a good example of what you should expect from the project and what you are going to do. Okay, in step 7, synthesis and insight engine, the system combines the output from previous steps and turns them into higher level insights. As you can see, it takes output from steps 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, basically all the steps except step 1, because step 1 was only the processing stuff. So the task is to identify keyword patterns. So as you can see, the prompts are very long, and they are very detailed, and make sure to have very detailed instructions to tell the model what to actually do. And don't assume that the model knows what to do. Make sure to write everything that you have in your mind and as the instructions here. This step is, where the workflow moves from detailed analysis to big picture understanding, and it connects employee experience to operational problem, and it identifies the main work patterns and so on. Let's go to step 8. Okay, this step is a strategic recommendation engine. So this this step creates recommendation based on the insights, and the recommendations are grouped into categories such as work redesign, process improvements, technology and automation, training, and policy alignment. And for each recommendation, the workflow assigns a priority and impact, feasibility, and then let me show you where it is. Let me just find a couple of, yeah, for example, the policy agreement alignment use from step 2 and step 7, and see where constraints are causing insufficiency or you're requiring something. Do not suggest violating agreements. Prioritization, assign high, medium, low based only on severity of issue, frequency of occurrence, and constraints from step 2. Everything is very detailed and very specific, so the chance of making a mistake is very low, and even if it makes any mistake, we can track it because it's step by step, and we can understand in which step the mistake is created. And again, the very complete and structured output format here. A key point here is that every recommendation must be connected to an issue found earlier in the workflow, so the recommendations are not random, they are grounded in the analysis. Step 9 is the report generator and customization layer. This is the final step, and it takes the analysis, insights, grievance, and recommendations, and turns them into a clean report, and the user can request either a summary report or a full report, if the user doesn't specify, the workflow creates a summary report by default. I think it's mostly it. So if query contains full, generate full, then summary. Mode 1 for each of the 2 modes have something like this, and yeah, I think there is no other point here. Again, ensure this stuff, then use markdown, clear headings, bullet points, and so on for formatting rules. So overall, this workflow is a structured workflow analysis pipeline, and it starts with raw information. It starts with raw information, then it extracts the data, retrieves supporting documents, analyze documents, and the main value of the workflow is that it turns this unstructured workflow information into clear, organized, and decision-ready analysis. I hope it was useful for you. If you have any questions or concerns, please let me know. Thank you very much.